5 aging myths you need to stop believing. Right now, hook. What if everything you've been told about getting older is a complete lie? I'm talking about the stuff that keeps you up at night. The fear that your best days are behind you, that your mind will fail, that you'll become some lonely, forgotten version of yourself. Well, buckle up, because I'm about to blow your mind with some facts that will completely flip your perspective on aging. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to feel like you've been living under a rock your whole life. But before we dive in, I've got to ask you something. Where are you watching this from today? Drop your city or country in the comments right now. I love connecting with viewers from all over the world, and I always get a kick out of seeing where our amazing community is tuning in from. You know what's wild? Just last week, I got a message from Margaret, a 73-year-old from Phoenix, Arizona. She told me she'd been dreading her upcoming birthday because she felt like she was officially old. But after watching our content, she signed up for salsa dancing classes and even started dating again. Margaret's story isn't unique. See, we've all been fed this toxic narrative about aging. That's not just wrong, it's downright dangerous. These myths are literally stealing years from your life and joy from your days. Today, I'm going to expose the 5 biggest lies about aging that are keeping you stuck in fear instead of living your best life. And here's the kicker. The science I'm about to share with you will prove that everything you thought you knew about getting older is completely backwards. But hey, if you're new here and you're ready to ditch the fear and embrace what's really possible as you age, smash that subscribe button right now. Seriously, do it. We're building a community of people who refuse to buy into society's BS about aging, and I want you to be part of it. Myth 1. Your brain is doomed to fail. All right, let's tackle the granddaddy of all aging myths, the one that probably scares you the most. You've been told that getting older means your brain is basically on a countdown timer to failure. Forgetfulness, confusion, and eventually, well, you know where this story goes. I get it. This fear is real and it's terrifying, but I'm about to share something with you that's going to change everything. Let me tell you about Dr. Rita Levi-Montalcini. Ever heard of her? This incredible woman won the Nobel Prize in Medicine at age 77. But here's the crazy part. She kept working, publishing research, and making groundbreaking discoveries well into her 90s. She literally discovered that our brains can grow new connections throughout our entire lives, and she's not alone. A 2024 study published in Nature Aging just dropped a bombshell that's got the scientific community buzzing. Are you ready for this? People who stay socially active have a 30% to 50% lower risk of dementia. Not 5%, not 10%. We're talking about cutting your risk in half just by staying connected with others. But it gets even better. Your brain has this superpower called neuroplasticity. Think of it like this. Your brain is like a muscle that gets stronger every time you challenge it. Learning a new language at 70. Your brain loves it. Picking up guitar at 80. Your neurons are literally doing a happy dance. I know a guy, let's call him Frank, who learned to use TikTok at 78 because he wanted to connect with his great-grandkids. Not only did he master the app, but he now has over 50,000 followers sharing his woodworking tips. His mind is sharper than people half his age. So here's the truth bomb. Your mind doesn't have an expiration date, period. The decline you've been told is inevitable. It's optional. But wait, there's another myth that's even more damaging, and it's probably affecting how you see your social life right now. Stick with me, because what I'm about to tell you will completely change how you think about relationships as you age. Myth 2. Loneliness and depression are inevitable. Let's talk about something that hits close to home for a lot of us. You've probably been told that getting older means watching your friends disappear, your family get too busy for you, and basically becoming this sad, lonely person sitting in a rocking chair with nothing but regrets for company. Can I tell you something? That image makes me absolutely furious. Not because it's sad, but because it's a complete lie that's robbing people of hope. Here's what's going to blow your mind. According to the 2024 World Happiness Report, Americans over 60 are literally among the happiest people on the planet. Meanwhile, people in their 20s and 30s, they're struggling more with depression and anxiety than any previous generation. I'll never forget meeting Eleanor at a coffee shop in Denver. She's 82, and when I asked her about the secret to her obvious joy, she laughed and said, "Honey, I stopped caring about having 1,000,000 friends and started focusing on the 5 that matter." Turns out, Eleanor was onto something big. Research from the University of Michigan shows that older adults are actually better at resolving conflicts, seeing different perspectives, and building deeper, more meaningful relationships. They've figured out what younger people are still learning. Quality beats quantity every single time. Think about it. By the time you hit your 60s and beyond, you've learned to spot the energy vampires, the fair-weather friends, and the people who just aren't worth your precious time. That's not cynicism, that's wisdom. Plus, here's something nobody talks about. Older adults often have this incredible emotional stability that comes from having survived life's curveballs. You've been through breakups, job losses, health scares, and you're still standing. That builds a kind of inner strength that's incredibly attractive to others. Quick pause. If this is resonating with you and you're thinking, finally, someone gets it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Speaking of myths that need to die, let's talk about your body. You've probably been told that after 50 it's all downhill physically. Well, get ready to have your mind blown again. Myth 3. Your body is destined for weakness. Okay, let's bust this myth wide open. You've been brainwashed into thinking that your body comes with a built-in expiration date, that once you hit a certain age, boom, you're automatically weak, frail, and basically falling apart. I'm calling BS on that right now. Meet Ernestine Shepherd. Ever heard of her? This woman didn't even start working out until she was 56. Now she's in her 80s and holds multiple world records as a competitive bodybuilder. When reporters ask her secret, she says, "It's never too late to start, but it's always too soon to quit." Here's what the research shows. And this is from the University of Michigan, so we're talking solid science here. Older adults who start resistance training can develop muscle strength that rivals people decades younger. We're not talking about small improvements. We're talking about dramatic, life-changing results. And get this, a UCLA study found that muscle mass is a better predictor of longevity than BMI. Translation: your strength literally determines how long you'll live. Mind blown yet? I know this sounds almost too good to be true, so let me share a story that'll make it real. My neighbor Bob started lifting weights at 67 after his doctor told him he was too old for that nonsense. 3 years later, Bob is deadlifting more than guys half his age and just completed his first triathlon. Now I know what you're thinking. But what about my joints? What about my back? Here's the thing. Appropriate exercise actually protects your joints and strengthens your bones. The wear and tear theory has been debunked. Your body is designed to move, and when you stop moving, that's when things really start to break down. The motto here is simple: use it or lose it. Your muscles are like bank accounts. You can make deposits at any age. The only difference is, this investment pays dividends in energy, independence, and literally adding years to your life. But here's where it gets really interesting. While your body is getting stronger, there's this myth about your mind that's keeping way too many people from learning new skills. And what I'm about to tell you about technology and older adults will probably surprise you. Myth 4. You're too old to learn new things. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. God, I hate that saying. Not only is it insulting, but it's scientifically wrong on every level. Here's a question for you. When was the last time you believed you were too old to learn something? Was it a new app? A hobby? A skill you've always wanted to try? Well, I'm about to give you permission to throw that limiting belief right out the window. Your brain has this incredible superpower called neuroplasticity. Think of it as your brain's ability to rewire itself throughout your entire life. Every time you learn something new, whether it's how to use Zoom, play chess, or speak Spanish, you're literally creating new neural pathways. And about that technology myth, get ready for this. According to 2024 data from Pew Research, 76% of adults over 65 own smartphones. HARP found that people over 50 own an average of 7 tech devices. 7. Let me tell you about Masako Wakamiya. She's a Japanese woman who didn't touch a computer until she was 60. At 82, she became the world's oldest app developer. Her gaming app has been downloaded by thousands of people worldwide. When Apple invited her to their developer conference, she brought the house down. I've got a friend, let's call her Dorothy, who's 74 and just started a YouTube channel about vintage cooking. She learned video editing, thumbnail design, and even does her own SEO research. Her channel has 30,000 subscribers and growing. She jokes that she's finally found her calling in her 70s. But here's the really cool part. Learning new skills doesn't just add abilities to your toolkit, it actually keeps your brain young. Research shows that people who engage in lifelong learning have better memory, faster processing speed, and higher overall cognitive function. By the way, if you're loving these myth-busting facts and you want to stay sharp and informed, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. We drop new videos every week that challenge the status quo and help you live your best life at any age. Now we've covered your mind, your emotions, your body, and your ability to learn. But there's one last myth that might be the most toxic of all, and it's about how society sees you as you age. This one really gets under my skin. Myth 5. You'll become invisible and irrelevant. All right, this last myth really fires me up because it's the most damaging one of all. Society has convinced us that aging means becoming invisible, irrelevant, and basically useless. That your opinions don't matter, your experiences are outdated, and your best contribution is to just quietly fade into the background. You know what I say to that? Hell no. Here's what's really happening. Today's older adults are the most educated, healthiest, and most active generation in human history. They're starting businesses, traveling the world, volunteering, and making impacts that put younger generations to shame. Laura Ingalls Wilder didn't publish her first Little House book until she was 62. Grandma Moses didn't start painting until her 70s and became one of America's most celebrated artists. Colonel Sanders was 65 when he franchised KFC. And let's talk about something nobody mentions, the confidence that comes with age. You know that feeling of not caring what other people think? That's not giving up. That's freedom. It's the superpower of knowing who you are and what matters to you. The whole idea that attractiveness disappears with age is just another lie we've been sold. Real attractiveness isn't about smooth skin or perfect bodies. It's about confidence, wisdom, kindness, and the kind of self-assurance that only comes from a life well lived. A recent AARP study found that 60% of adults over 50 feel more confident than they did in their younger years. They're more likely to speak up, stand up for themselves, and go after what they want. That's not invisible. That's powerful. And irrelevant. Please, older adults volunteer more than any other age group. They're starting businesses at record rates. And they control over 70% of the wealth in this country. They're not sitting on the sidelines. They're calling the shots. Here's the truth. You don't become less valuable as you age. You become more valuable. Every experience, every lesson learned, every challenge overcome adds to your worth. You're not a depreciating asset, you're an appreciating one. So let's recap the lies we've been told, shall we? Lie number 1. Your mind will inevitably fail. Truth, your brain can grow and adapt throughout your entire life. Lie number 2, you'll be lonely and depressed. Truth, older adults are among the happiest people on earth. Lie number 3, your body will fall apart. Truth, you can build strength and vitality at any age. Lie number 4, you can't learn new things. Truth, your capacity for learning never expires. Lie number 5, you'll become invisible and irrelevant. Truth, you become more valuable, not less. Every single one of these myths is designed to make you give up, settle, and accept less than you deserve. But you know what? You're not buying it anymore. The truth is, aging isn't something that happens to you. It's something you actively participate in. You get to choose how you age. You get to decide whether you'll believe the lies or live the truth. Your best years aren't behind you. They might just be getting started. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these myths hit closest to home? Have you experienced any of these lies in your own life? And more importantly, what are you going to do differently starting today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share your own story of defying these myths. And if you know someone who needs to hear this message, please share this video with them. If this video opened your eyes and you want more content that challenges society's BS about aging, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're building a movement of people who refuse to accept limits based on their age, and I want you to be part of it. Thanks for watching, and remember, age is just a number, but how you choose to live is everything. Now get out there and show the world what getting older really looks like.